I'm Lee, and I'm the director of the film, and started to become a chronicle of the Design for Good movement. And we're looking at what Design for Good is doing in Haiti, Indonesia, Thailand. But we've started an outreach program, which is kind of a weird thing to do when you're making the film. Most people wait to the end and they have the whole film done and they go out and show it at schools. We've decided to kind of open source the whole film and show pieces of it, get feedback, and start an outreach initiative to really seed the Design for Good movement and humanitarian design movement in schools, to find what schools are working on projects like this and help them make media and help them connect to promoting those projects. So Caroline is our outreach coordinator. I'm going to turn it over to her. She's going to tell a little bit about where she came from and why she's doing this. And then
I started working with Richard and Lee this summer. And so since the summer I've been helping with the shelter project and recently became the outreach coordinator. So I'm helping with the workshop side of the shelter film, which is called Shelter Connect. And so these workshops will help fund the film. And they're it's a virtual student exchange program to connect architecture and design students in the U.S. with communities in developing countries. Right now we're just focused on finding schools to host workshops. So we have a digital storytelling workshop which is aimed at helping design and architecture students try to tell their story online, and then a Design for Good workshop which is focused on helping schools that are either in the process of some sort of Design for Good project or want to start a Design for Good project. So
the goal here is working with Caroline and hooking up with people who would be sparked by that, I hope, and see, it looks hard, but it looks really worthwhile. And that's kind of where we want to go with the film. So, I mean, the idea of the workshop is to basically show people how to do that. If you have a project, a humanitarian design project, we would come to your school and we'd show you how to make media like that. But it's as much the technical side as well as who do you interview and how do you do this and how do you edit something and how do you find the best story. That's one workshop that we're offering, and the other is for schools at more the beginning part of this curve who want to workshop their Design for Good projects and just provide kind of a catalyst to show some of these other projects that are out there and that have reached a certain level of success, and say, how would your project connect with that, or how would you do something that's like that?
There's another thing, there's something that happens to designers when they spend time in the field. There's a remarkable change in the way that they go back to their communities and work, and the way that they treat architecture. So there's almost that third story. It's not just, I want to make a change in the world, or I am making change in the world. It's like, what's happened to me since I've done that? What has that experience done to the way I look at the profession? And I think that's an interesting story and that's a big reason many people want to work in this kind of spectrum.
Yeah, for sure. People who are like professional people who do this for not only their livelihood but their mission. And I think people find a connection with that I wasn't expecting. They don't know that such people exist. That there's someone who's been to Darfur and they've been to Thailand and they've been to Pakistan and they've been to Haiti, and this is what they do. That's a great character for a film, from a filmmaker's perspective. One thing we're finding with this is there's this movie we're making called Shelter, which is a 90-minute movie, but there's all this ancillary media that lives on its own that can do its job without being, a red carpet situation. It can be a smaller piece, but an effective piece, and it can be really widely seen and can be assembled in different ways. So all these projects could be put together in kind of a different way and still get the message out there and still be useful.